The booming footsteps are matched only by the piercing screeches scraping out of Hal'Rek's tomb. The ground shakes and dust falls off the crest of the entryway leading down into its depths. Suddenly, a jagged black hand emerges, and the enormous carapace of his obsidian armor glimmers in the evening haze. A more delicate figure emerges, that of Mara. Are we ready to go? Yes, it is time. Strata must die, and this world will be ours. He turns, and in one powerful blow, he collapses the entrance to the tomb. Hello and welcome to another adventure with Myths and Mystics. We're an actual play 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. To my right, Gerald Waldrop as Zarin, the Changeling Avenger.
Hail and well met.
Natasha Waldrop as Vanya, the Half-Drow Assassin.
Hello.
And Matt Murphy as Stone, the Human Mystic.
Welcome back.
I like that you're adjusting papers over there.
I felt very hostly when I did that. You gotta welcome to this week's episode of Myths and Mystics.
Yes, lots of notes over there you got.
Throw the card.
What do
I
you
was
have
the host.
notes for?
I just wanted to be the host. I took some notes.
Took some.
Clearly not on what we did last time.
Yeah, so we always do like a pre-show recap of what happened, and Matt was fairly certain that he has some sort of dementia, maybe, like something, because
Amnesia.
he's like
Not alcohol-induced blackout.
we're where?
He's like a
I did
pre
what?
4E wizard who casts his last spell. He knows nothing.
Yes.
We're running through all the things like, oh yeah, Zarin was like, he was up there, he was trying to stab Hal'Rek, and he's like, what was I doing? Well,
I felt like I could appreciate it though from the listener's perspective. It's like having fresh ears. I was like, wow, this is really going somewhere. Wonder where. And they're like, oh, that's when Stone did this. Wow. He's really clever.
that is impressive.
Main character.
Yep.
And I am Steve Messenger, your Dungeon Master. Thank you for tuning again for another week with us, friends. It has been a week. Mm-hmm. It's always been a week.
It's true.
Some weeks just are longer than others, it seems.
You know? And for those of you who are out there living the American dream, doing the grind, doing your thing, bringing in that sweet money to get that sweet bacon or
Cheddar
or non-dairy meat product.
Yeah.
Non-dairy
that covers
meat.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
good.
so.
Except for
for
the
vegans.
No, that's why I said a
non-dairy
non-dairy meat product.
Meat-like
Wait,
product.
a non-dairy,
Meat
non-meat,
Ah, there you go.
non-dairy,
Product.
non-meat product. So literally anything else.
You're welcome here too.
water.
Thank you for your hard work. And if we're part of your work day, there was someone recently that had emailed us that listens to us when they're on the job, and that's pretty cool. And also, I hope we don't get you fired. So,
Also, hope you don't need it to communicate with coworkers for an hour and a half. every
yes. Yeah, by the way, could be incredibly dangerous to wear headphones at work. Maybe
Loading if you're wearing doing one of the back loaders. or
driving a forklift,
yeah.
using a steel press, any number of occupations. But thank you for listening, and all of you on the Twitch stream,
Driving an ambulance.
all of you on the Twitch stream driving
Hosting
an
a radio
ambulance.
show.
Yeah, don't listen while you're hosting another show.
Yes, all of the occupations
That require
where
ears.
it could be dangerous to be doing something incredibly
Surgery.
distracting. Yes,
But if you don't have ears, you're welcome to listen.
yes.
Yeah.
and you'll enjoy it regardless. Thank you for joining us on the Twitch stream, friends. As we've said before, if you have something that you've got going on, an event, if you're doing a podcast, anything that might be, if you want to shoot it over to us at mythsandmystics@gmail.com. We're interested in sharing and caring.
We're interested in caring.
You sounded like you really believed that.
Yep.
Maybe it was the look on my face after I said it. No, if there's cool stuff going on, we'll share. We do have. Do we want to make an announcement now? Mm-hmm. I haven't posted anything on the website yet.
You're pregnant.
I'm
We
pregnant.
should.
I'm having twins, and I'm naming them.
Congratulations!
I'm naming them.
in front.
Oh yes.
Raceland
If
and
we have
Carmen.
twins, we should so name them that. Ooh, but I like that one too.
Yeah.
I was gonna name them Shake and Bake, but
That's funny too.
maybe don't want to name a baby Shake.
Am I supposed to shake this baby?
His name is literally on his name tag. It says Shake.
I thought I was just
thought that was
following the instructions.
The other one said bake, so 400, 450.
Long story short, I have no children anymore.
He had twins. Oh, you had twins? How old are they? No, I had twins.
It's not a thing anymore. That's why I'm in prison. All right. So we did a Wizard Con back in March in Cleveland. It was a great time. We met a lot
Very
of
fun.
folks there. We are doing another one in Columbus in October. When in October? Well, it's in October.
Wait for it.
I bet
It
you.
was in October. Oh,
It's in October.
okay.
There are a couple days that we'll be doing it.
I mean, like if they're interested in cons, they probably know the date or can look it up. If you don't know.
But there was some other cool stuff. Like you were at the there was an Akron Con at the public library.
Geek
Yeah.
Fest.
Yeah, Geek Fest, and
We met some fun new friends.
yeah,
Oh, wait, there's going to be an Akron Con sometime.
Yes,
soon.
November.
November.
yes. So
That's after Columbus.
yeah, so there's a lot of things in the works here. So we're going to be out and about some more, catching up with folks out there. So if you got stuff that's going on, let's talk. Shoot us an email. So friends, last time you were down in the Tomb of Hal'Rek.
The tomb. It's not a tomb.
Go on.
It's not the tomb.
I'll take notes.
And you were down there. You were trying to attack said Hal'Rek as he was forming his Obsidian army into we'll just call it a mech suit, spiritual mech suit.
Spiritual
Yeah.
mech.
Trollvon.
Trollvon.
A large machine.
The mighty morphin shape-shifting monster. And as
be so
he
heavy.
and Mara were making their way out of the tomb, he has collapsed the walkway to get out. So
Oh, I thought you were going to end the sentence there. He
collapsed.
It was all too much for him.
His heart gave way.
sudden cardiac arrest affects over 300,000 Americans a year.
No joking matter.
Yeah.
Was he an American?
No.
Was he?
So it really throws off the statistic. They weren't planning for that one. So the three of you are down in the tomb, and you have just heard the entrance collapse.
Yes.
That
This is
sounds
where-
ominous.
This is where our adventure
Ends.
ends. Roll new characters.
Well, shit. Parcheesi?
Shit.
Anyone?
I can't see anything.
I can't get us out of here. I have to be able to see the spot.
I feel like you don't have to see the spot.
Oh. With just a little scribble, I will no longer have to. Hang on.
Let's modify this character
Erase,
sheet.
erase. Steve doesn't even have a
No.
copy of the Mystics Guide, so really it's
Yeah,
whatever
it's
I
I can
want
make
to
up
do.
whatever the hell I want.
took another power.
No, there is really a power. The psychic caravan that lets you transport to any place you've seen in the last 24 hours. You don't have to see
Up to a mile
Yeah.
that you have to see.
Is that an actual power you have?
The other one, the next version of it that lets
Hang
you.
on. I have more versions of this.
Aha! It's on the
just
character sheet.
Just depending on what my budget is, I can do many things.
Interesting.
His PP budget,
Yep.
side points.
Where you can see, no. Didn't
This is
set an
gonna
anchor,
be
no.
A real.
Why didn't you set an anchor?
Should have said an anchor.
Right.
Ah, jeez. Next time, remind me on the way into places.
Oh, if we make it out of here, I will.
Yes. 20 feet, no. Willing creature? Instead of moving this
Hello,
turn,
visitor.
if only legit swapping. Nope.
Suddenly, there's a small child in Hal'Rek's
Nope.
tomb.
Oh, God!
Perhaps,
1 mile.
perhaps if you investigate which way the child came from, you could find the source.
Dang it, man. I could if I didn't have a cap right now that I'm stuck at.
Oh, is that...
I
is
have
the- What's that power
I have a
cost?
6-side cap right now, and it's 7.
Oh, it's the 7.
7 would get us out of here.
Ah.
I just can't afford it in my measly
think-
psi budget.
Maybe if you push
I try
harder.
really hard.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And pop a blood vessel
Didn't
in your
work.
eye.
That's a good way for us to end up in the wall.
Yeah.
Teleported 30 feet through that wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Got drums. The drums in the deep. I hear them.
so any thoughts on how you're gonna get out?
Hey, do we have any of those explosives handy?
I have.
An indiscriminate amount in Vanya's bag of holding.
There we go.
We have explosives. We have a death balloon.
I like the death balloon. I just don't see
I
how
have
it's
candles.
pertinent.
I have fancy smelly candles and
Candles.
a Technicolored dream bag.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like an episode of MacGyver happening right now.
Yeah.
It sounds like I robbed Packetans.
I need a paper clip and some tin foil.
What's that do? Oh, nothing. It just goes on my mantle. I'm trying to find my list of stuff.
So as
Where's my stuff? There it is. Nope. Nope.
nope.
Nope. Nope.
the
I
one-
got nothing to get us out of here. Seriously.
You have the bag of explosives, like all the extras that we kept.
I do.
We're going to need them.
The DM was right. What do you know?
We have an explosives expert, and we have explosives.
Excellent. Put these around here, right where we want to blow up.
Sounds expertly delicate.
All right, so let's get a little context here. So you were down in the main chamber where the Obsidian army was staged.
Yes.
And Zarin, you walk up to the stairway to look up, and where all the traps are laid out, and there's some bodies on the steps from way back when. And as you look up with your torch holding it, it's pretty clear that you can get up to the next main room. If you recall, there was like another chamber, and then there was another set of steps up.
Yeah.
So the three of you make your way up, and you're now in that chamber, and there are large hewn stones and rocks that have been collapsed in.
Hey,
How
so
did he get these explosives? He must be in league with
Here's something that a lot of people
the
don't,
dark.
They don't do in D&D. Can we just like do a quick 360? Like, is there just another way out? Because a lot of times I feel like people just don't ask for the obvious.
Why don't you roll a perception check
Hey,
then?
that
Wait.
sounds swell.
Are we gonna look at before we go up the first set of steps?
Look it.
I'm looking
look
at
at what?
I'm gonna
Wow.
make this a collective look at.
Collective look at.
Let's collectively look.
Oh, we're all look at.
Are y'all looking at?
I 14 looked at.
Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He's too
Yeah, you
good
get
for
a
the
journey away.
Well, they didn't.
No looking at.
Zarin and
I got a and with perception is a plus.
Zarin's looking
I got a
deeply
10.
deeply into her
I got a
eyes.
19.
So,
19.
19. All right. So Stone, as you are, I guess you're down in the main chamber, and Zarin, Zarin and Vanya are making their way up. You hold your torch up, and you look up at the ceiling up above, and it seems as though, as tall as the ceiling is, there's probably not a whole lot between it and the surface up above. And then as you're going up the steps, there doesn't seem to be any other doorways or anything. But as you go up, it looks as though if you guys spent some time, you could probably clear this rubble by hand. It's going to take a while to do.
Got explosives.
You do have some explosives.
In my expert opinion, explosives will work.
Yes. However, if you notice the ceiling, it's from my estimation very close to the surface. may be the quickest way out of here.
What's on the ceiling?
It's very thin. The ground. Most ceilings above them is ground. This one's very close.
Do you think we could explode the ceiling?
We should try.
All right.
Vanya,
I can
may
use
I have
my-
one of those?
My expertise
Yes.
in explosives to determine if it'd be easier
You
to blow
can
away the
expertly
rubble.
watch me do this. May I?
Yeah.
Wait, careful. Hold it upright.
Thank
Let's
you.
listen to the expert.
Wait.
Thank you,
How are
Zarin.
you going to ignite?
Okay, so with my mystic hand, I will take the explosives and hold them at the ceiling.
Hold them aloft.
And then, whilst doing that, I will use my beam of fire. Do these need an electronic?
Yeah.
Wait, you need
What
like a
are these
detonator?
C4 or what do we got?
Is it? It's a triple click detonator.
Is that a cell service? Quickly, stand back, get to cover.
You look around.
Because I picture us directly beneath what I'm doing.
I'll hold up my shield.
that'll help.
I'll stand
I
over
will
here.
go over to the stairway.
Okay, energy beam.
All right,
at the
so Stone
explodies.
takes a in his hand. He can fit one of the explosives in his psi hand, and as he sends it up towards the ceiling,
I'm gonna enlarge it.
Damn it! I didn't calculate for this.
do you have that ability? Do you have that ability?
Write it on your sheet real quick.
That's what she said. No, I don't.
And the explosive goes up against the ceiling, and with a poof of fire. Can you do 2 spells at once like that? Can you do that?
Yeah.
I got all kinds of budget.
Yeah,
Okay.
one's concentration, one's just instantaneous.
All right.
Yep.
I have not read the 28-page manual.
I will answer any
Written
questions you
by-
have about how I can play this game.
If you ask me, can I do something? The answer's probably gonna be
You
yes.
know what? You're right. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Never
Yep.
gonna say it.
Never ever. I just want to make it clear when we named the show, I did not name it Myths and Mystics because it's like, oh, cool, Matt's going to be a mystic. No, I just thought
Wait,
it
what?
sounded cool. And
Oh, whoa.
and then he tells me he's got
Whoa.
this 28-page
Friggin'
manual.
3 seasons
Man.
in, when you find out
Truth
this-
comes
It's
out.
not named after Matt's character after all. Jeez.
That
Well, at
means
least-
the
at least
main
there's still-
character's up for grabs.
At least there's still Myths, which is named after Zara.
I did think it was odd you not playing myths and me playing a mystic.
So with his left hand held upwards, he has the mystic hand cast, and he's holding it up that way, and he with his right hand casts a energy beam, and this
He
plume
throws
of
it like a
fire
softball.
goes up, and he drops it on accident. Oh shit! It comes down and shit. That's it. No, you explode this bomb, and tons of rubble comes crashing down.
Daylight.
And you see the tiniest sliver of beam of light come down through all the dust. So do it again.
I did it. I put
Can
a
you-
hole in
can
the
you
roof.
fit through there.
How would we get through it? I wonder. Anyone?
Wait, you
We
have the reduce
more
enlarge spell.
explosives.
I really feel like we need that spell.
Can I,
I will
reduce
pull an
myself and then
explosive out
with
and
my
hold it.
mystic
I'm
hand,
waiting.
like ride it?
What are you pulling out, Vanya?
Another
you're
explosive.
a-
Okay, so we're gonna do this
Waiting.
again, round 2.
Sure.
All right.
A smoldering mystic hand returns to me.
A very disgruntled Mystic Hand. Does the Mystic Hand have hit points? Is that in the 28-page manual? So it scoops up the bomb again. You do this again, this process, and now even more comes piling down. And I feel like if you're standing underneath it when this happens, well, Stone would have to
Wait a
get
second.
us.
I don't know that the second one's necessary. I can get us out of here if I have line of sight to somewhere. So
But that line of sight is the
I can put us
sky.
in the sky.
Yeah, we're gonna fall
Thousands of feet
back in here.
in the air.
A mile's roughly 5,000 feet. Plus, how much damage? Would that
No,
much
we're gonna
terminal
fall
velocity?
right back down in here.
All right.
Okay, well,
you
fine.
You send the second bomb up, it explodes, and now there is about an 8-foot wide hole at the top, and there is this powerful channel of light coming down right into the middle of Hal'Rek's tomb. And you can see more details now than you did before. None of them are exciting, but you see a lot more of the glyphs and everything detailing. Like, this was his temple. So there's a lot of glyphs depicting things that he did during his time. and it
Heinous
is now open.
acts.
Heinous, mostly.
Sinful.
Yes,
So it's daylight outside.
it is. It is.
All right. So he is not weak to daylight, apparently. Writing that down. Check mark. All right. Daylight, no go. Fire melts his armor, though. Right? Because we were melting him.
But the sun is just a big fire.
Can I roll perception again? With all of this light, do I see
Find the
any
sun.
sort of phylactery? I don't even know how I'd be able to identify it, but something, I don't know, different, out of place. I don't.
She's
whatever.
just trying to say, is there anything that I could steal in here?
That's not. I'll do that
thinks.
too.
Is there anything I can use in here
Uh,
to kill Mara permanently?
Go ahead and roll it. Go ahead and roll. Roll.
Roll search for phylactery. What's your modifier? Oh, -10.
16.
So you start pouring through, especially the rubble up front.
All of this light.
Whoa.
See any sort of phylactery? I don't even know how I'd be able
got
to
some.
identify
Is that me or you?
something, I don't know.
That's me. Sorry. I'm pushing lots of buttons on this computer over here.
Scared me. I
Yeah.
was like,
Why-
wait,
Why do I
what?
hear myself?
Maybe
I
I was having an
apologize.
out of body experience, you know?
Yeah.
I was freaked out a little bit.
All good. So you start
Are you astrally projecting?
Yeah. For a second.
you start looking around while the guys are trying to figure out a way. And as you are looking, there is up towards the front, there up where you were standing before, where the statue had collapsed. This back wall you can now see in pretty clear detail. And even though you don't have a background in reading glyphs and the likes thereof, you can make out several pictures depicting Hal'Rek obtaining some kind of sword. There's a picture of him with this very much so larger figure that it looks like woefully disdained that the sword has been taken from him. And it looks as though he has pulled a piece of the sword apart. And it seems as though at the very front, he is holding this piece up in the air.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to tell what he's holding. It just kind of looks like this little object, but it clearly came out of the sword.
There in stone. You ochre tell us about this piece that his soul is in. I think this may tell the story.
All right.
I'll point it out to them.
I'll examine the hieroglyphics and see if I can
Why don't you
put some
roll-
story together.
Roll a history check for me.
hieroglyphics.
History.
We had the sword at one time,
There
didn't
we
we?
go.
Nice.
I'm not only an expert at explosives, but also history.
So
The history of explosives.
as Aaron is looking at these glyphs, the sword does not look like Hal'Rek's sword.
Okay.
He's piecing a couple things together here. That's
This tomb was made to hold him. Not made by his followers, but by those imprisoning him. So it would make sense this wouldn't be the story of his grandeur, but more the story of something about containing him, or I don't know.
so.
Keep that in mind.
So with Zaren's history check, that would be a good observation here. This is clearly a temple glorifying Hal'Rek. And as you guys are kind of sharing your stories here, it seems as though when Strata came down to capture him, he captured him inside of his own tomb. I'm sorry, inside of his own temple. So he kind of captured him on his own turf, if that makes sense.
Wow.
Pretty ballsy,
Beat him on the home field.
right?
Except it seems like he didn't because he got possessed by him.
And like he's out now. So, I mean, you kind of just like,
Who won that one?
Did he really get him?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't seem very got.
So the thing that starts to send a pit into Zaren's stomach is that as he's looking at this glyph at the front of this back wall, it's kind of got a curve to it slightly. He is the depiction of Hal'Rek. He's not paying any mind to the sword really. It's almost like it's secondary to this thing that he's pulled out of it. And the sword that he's holding down to his side now is a great sword. And it is reminiscent of, in your teachings under the god of Tyr, it is reminiscent of Tyr's sword. At one point, I named the sword the Gemini, but now there's a movie coming out called Gemini with Will Smith. So,
There was also a roller coaster at Cedar Point.
back in the day. So,
The sword shall be called Aladdin.
it is actually now called Redican. I just made up a fucking word that can't possibly turn into a movie with Will Smith.
I thought you were
It is now Redican.
It's called John Wick 4. That one.
Surely this will never turn into any sort of franchise. Yes. So yeah, you're seeing all this, and that's almost dead front center is Hal'Rek holding this piece up. What'd you roll again?
19 natural, so with my history expertise bonus.
Stone and Vanya are just looking at you still. It's been like 3 minutes of you analyzing this while we're like,
You're just standing
Aaron?
here going,
We're just looking at you.
You,
That sword, so the sword of Tyr or the sword that is a symbol of Tyr?
why don't you roll an investigation? And we're going to step a little closer as you are humming and
Oh man, he's slaying it. 17 on the die.
All right.
So I couldn't roll that to kill him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Right? We wouldn't be in this mess.
I can learn all about him, but combat is useless. So as you're walking closer, and you have Stone walking behind you with a torch lit, and now you're getting a good look at everything on there. This was Tyr's sword, the sword of legends that you've learned about, and this sword, by the legends, was capable of killing not only demons but also killing gods. And it almost drew its power from this small, I don't want to say stone, because I feel like half the words I say on this fucking podcast
A gem, a
are
crystal,
stones.
a diamond,
Do it.
It's more of a
precious metal, an ore.
it's more like that. It's more like an ore.
Okay.
And as you're looking at it, something about it seems strikingly familiar to you.
You did great with those synonyms, by the way. Just
Well, thank you.
count them all.
That's
like,
my
bloop, bloop, bloop.
Earth science is. Thank you, Mr. Lawson.
Ecology. Like
Who's watching? Thank you.
Yes. As you're looking, something seems very, very, very familiar. And
About this ore.
about this ore that he's holding. It looks kind of blocky, and you reach up towards your neck and you pull up a chain that has an amulet at the end of it. Not really an amulet, but an artifact, if you will. And you're holding this thing that you got from this kid,
The relic.
this relic from long ago. And you look back up at the painting, and it has an uncanny likeness.
This is the thing that banished that demon
Debod.
thing.
Yeah.
But didn't you try? You had this out when Hal'Rek was down here.
It does look a bit different from what it used to look like. It has a strong resemblance, but it almost looks as though someone might have tried to reform it, reshape it.
Split it into many.
Ooh, no! Now we're on a hunt for many different
We
phylacteries.
have to put them all back together.
I don't think this is phylactery. I think this is something else entirely. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
We'll find
Ain't
out.
that the stone you're wearing on your neck?
Very close.
I'm suddenly from Ireland. Cockney.
That's yeah.
This was
West-
another
West
character. We didn't
England.
realize he was in the room. Who are you?
What? How did you get here?
All right.
I think we have some information maybe to attack. The only person that I know knows anything is Ochre. As useless as he is otherwise. You might
He
think.
died.
No.
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
He was almost dead.
yet.
I thought he was dead.
I feel happy.
He was almost dead.
Right.
All right.
No, I gave him lay on hands, remember?
Yeah. You laid your hands on that man.
Yeah, indeed. Legally, consensually.
Consensually laid hands. There's also Olmstis. Although working with him It's kind of like working with your weird uncle.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
We got to bring Olmstis into the fold on this.
Why?
Because probably get some cool stuff.
Speaking of cool stuff, if you're quite done down here, I have a way out.
Oh, yes.
You finally figured it out.
I figured.
Oh?
I've been figuring.
Yes.
And if I figured correctly.
And if you didn't?
I figure we all die from falling. Is the way we're getting out of here
I have flute.
is like this.
Make
And I
me
pull out
die.
my rope and my
Immovable
immovable rod.
Thank God
And
you got
I
it back.
Tie the rope to the rod. And I use my mystic hand to float it out of the hole near the edge so we may climb this and get out. And then I will push the
Activate
button.
it.
Activate.
Is it steady?
Oh, absolutely it is. Never been more steady.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of timeline wise.
been so long.
Dude, it's had a long rest.
I think you're on shake weight mode right now.
Oh, Jesus.
I think
Hurry!
I think you're on shake weight mode.
Okay. Stone gives a quick test. I'll go first. Starts climbing.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
So
Can you put this in rotate mode so it just kind of carries this up?
We're just spinning. I'm getting sick.
yeah.
It's rotating the wrong way.
All right. So even though it's a
Somehow creates more ropes.
making a tilt-a-whirl.
Anti-climbing. It's like running the wrong way on the escalator.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh no.
So you all make your way up thanks to
Oh good.
your
I turn it off
gross-
immediately after we get
Flute.
out. I gotta save its
Va-
juice.
What's up, Vanya?
Flute.
Oh, you're
Oh yeah, you could just float, right?
I can float.
Float with a flute. It's a flute float.
so
flute.
when you play a note, it only takes you a few feet off the floor, so you have to like continually keep blowing harder and harder to like
it's about how hard you
yourself.
blow, not the notes you play. She's running out of air at like 8 feet. Blow, damn it!
What?
She plays this discordant mess.
So you've never heard,
Let's cover our ears and wait for her to finish floating. Would you please use the rope next time?
you've never heard C major played so eloquently, and Stone and
Repeatedly.
Zarin, you climb your way out.
Yeah.
And
If she dies, I do have one more death balloon to get her out there.
I'll just hold on to her foot instead so we both float up.
Yes. And as the three of you pull yourselves out of, out of the tomb,
Wait,
You-
wait, did you just say we're out of the hole?
you're out of the hole. You've made your way out. There's literally like 100 different ways you could have done it, and you did it.
Dude,
Good
like
work.
all the ways.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like when we have something that works, and then we all come up with more plans to do it.
we
same
planned the
time.
shit out of that.
Like, why were we even?
He's like, okay, you're out of the hole. And she's like, no. I am going to use my flute.
Wow, nice
Zarin,
impression of Vanya there.
Zarin, you're coming with me. We're going to flute our way out. We aren't using Stone's rope that already got us out. That thing could kill us.
I did not offer my flute to Zarin.
Sounds
by the way.
incredibly unsafe.
So he grabbed your leg.
He grabbed my leg.
You could slip and fall.
Unconsensually, by the way.
No,
All right.
she wanted it.
Everything on this podcast
So we're out.
is consensual. You're all out.
Great.
And as you are surveying the scene around you, you notice that there are heavy, heavy footprints stamped into the ground leading off towards Orin.
I wonder who that is.
Looks like Mara was upset.
Oh, yes.
Clearly
Heel
it was-
marks are
Of here. I'm not going anywhere.
I wonder what Hal'Rek did to upset her.
Again, very,
Oh, these may be Hal'Reks. Oh, he is very heavy.
and
Wait, what are we do? Do we go follow Hal'Rek or we go speak with Ochre about pictures?
Well, I think it would be very difficult to do anything about whatever Hal'Rek's doing without having some other way to deal with his obsidian armor now. I think we need to speak to Ochre about the hieroglyphics there, the symbols in this relic that I carry. Maybe we could find a way to use this to destroy his armor.
The army armor.
The armor of armies. Army of an armor of an army.
His army armor.
Army armor.
army armor.
It's camouflaged.
All right. So So Hal'Rek's on the loose. And you're going to go...
We did it, guys. We let him out. Great job.
And so if you're
We
going to...
minimized casualties.
We did not hurt his army.
So if this impacts your decision at all,
The hub's going to be happy about this.
your horses
Are they okay?
don't look so good.
Oh, boy.
They've seen better days.
We forget to feed them for like days at a time.
I feel like a Hal'Rek did something terrible.
Well, yes. And so only one of you has the ability to have a horse now.
What about an elk?
Or an elk. It's one or the other, or a camel or a pony. So
if you cast reduce on both of you, you can ride with me.
so if you're
This
gonna
spell
ride,
is so
really
useful.
need a
The
Quagoth.
most useful spell we'd never had.
so if you're gonna make a good time over to Ochre, you're gonna have to figure out something clever here.
I just did.
You don't. Do you have reduce?
No, I don't.
How many times this episode are we going to ask them?
I don't know.
You don't have it. You don't have it.
Wait, do we have a Quagoth?
We need a pet one.
Let's go wrangle one up.
We need one. We need to go talk.
That
to
will save all the
Olmsted.
time that we need.
Yes.
Okay. Wait. Does the hub need to know about this?
I don't think they will be able to do anything.
I mean, we just let this god thing.
Listen, I tried to kill it and failed. My sword bounced off of its obsidian armor. I need to be able to break the armor. I have a relic. I don't know how it correlates to the god-slaying weapon that was etched on that
Wall.
wall. I was thinking like
You have all these other great words. A wall is just like
this is a
holding
term
you up.
for like when there's
Emblazoned
writing.
symbols.
Mural. I don't know.
Right. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is the point is
Yes.
Ochre may be able to redeem himself by telling us something about this relic, its relevance to the Sword of Tyr, and how we can use it to destroy Hal'Rek.
All right. Is there a way we can get all the people of magic, power, and history together to talk to defeat Hal'Rek?
I don't know. Maybe Ochre will.
Like
Okay.
a call of the
Let's summon everybody.
yeah.
I cast summon everybody.
All right.
Summon Enervus.
So as Zarin, Stone, and Vanya lay out random twigs and stones on the ground to try to summon everyone,
I can call an owl. Are any of them owls?
one of them is binding.
That should cover 3 or 4 of them, I think.
They're binding.
They're full of
What
wisdom.
other calls do you know? We'll get them.
We're going to a break. All right.
Great.
Perfect. Welcome to the break. We are here, and I want to tell you all kinds of stuff, but mostly, okay, yeah, MissMystics.com, we have a YouTube and all that good stuff, right? Yeah, you're going to go there, you're going to love it, it's going to be great, but I want to tell you about something else you can go to that isn't where your father tells you to go when he gets mad at you that you didn't clean your room or someone else's room or the mess you left out in the kitchen. I'm going to tell you to go to the Columbus Wizard World in October. When in October? Fuck if I know. It's going to be sometime in October. It's in Columbus. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be there. I'm going to be selling artwork. I'm going to plug myself. Is anyone going to charge me money for this? Lots of heads nodding yes. SteveMessenger.art. I've got some of my prints available over there, but we will have prints available for sale down there at the Wizard World, but we'll also be giving away some stuff for Miss and Mystics because, hell yeah, that's what we do. So come on down, say hi. We'll be saying hi to all kinds of people. We'll be saying hi to people we don't even know. And you can come say hi to people with us. Thank you for tuning in. Details will be on the website. Otherwise, you can Google things because of the internet. And back to the show. Welcome back from the break. Hopefully there was some epic snacky time goodness going on where maybe you got some chips all up in your beard and your goatee.
I got cashews.
Me too.
Hopefully there's no nut allergies about.
Not for me.
Nope.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let you know in a few.
We're all walnuts. Sometimes cause a problem for me. Anyways, thanks for coming back. Thanks for listening to us. Where we just left off, our friends were debating where they're going to head to, and they're going to
Walk.
Out of the hole.
Astral chamber.
We left the hole. Yes, we're going to the astral chamber.
Yeah,
to
but
summon all of the
So-
wizards.
we were talking about how we're going to get there because time is of the essence.
Oh,
right.
teleport us.
Okay, that'll get us a mile. How far is it to the astral chamber?
more than a mile.
How many miles?
Many.
Many.
So can you just...
It's going to cost me 6 psi points for every mile. So I can get us 6 miles, and then I can't do anything until a long rest.
That 6 miles is quite a distance. That would.
Poof,
I mean,
poof, poof,
that's like a
poof, poof.
full day of journeying for most people.
Yeah, but then I'm going to need a day off to rest.
No, you just need a night. That's all.
That's it.
8 hours. No big deal.
I'm going to start walking.
What's wrong with you? Teleport us, man.
It's seriously far.
It's
So far.
so where you are to the astral chamber is about a couple hours ride. And if you start teleporting, you're going to be teleporting through the woods, and you got to be able to see where you're going, right?
Just teleport in the
Could
sky
get
over the woods.
interesting.
Suddenly
Could
you're
end
all
up in
part
a-
of.
halfway in a tree.
Yep.
It's only a few force damage.
Thank you.
What if you like teleported into a deer? Oh dear.
Hello, dear.
Then
That
I'd
was
probably
funny.
get there
thank you.
faster.
Both of them. That was great.
So couple hours ride. I feel like, why is this the hardest thing for us to figure out? Oh, I'll kill him. I'll attack him here. How
right.
are you guys going to get somewhere?
I can figure this out for you.
I mean, I have my horse.
Can we all fit on it?
You can fit one on there with you.
Really? 3 of us can't fit on a horse?
So all 3 of you get on Wendigo, and Wendigo is excited as the 3 of you ride off towards the astral chamber. Fuck it. We have things like, I don't know, the pocket bar that y'all could have climbed into while you rode off, but let's have a nice, warm, snuggly midsummer ride.
Stone gets in
As-
the pocket bar.
How long can things stay in the pocket bar?
An hour. That gets you halfway there.
All right.
So Stone emerges drunk and is now riding on the back.
I'll go in.
It's not that you can only be in there an hour. It's that you can only have things in there for an hour before you long rest. So
Oh,
now
damn
so now you have a sweaty adventurer sandwich where one of them is very drunk, riding on a
Stone
horse,
comes out and goes, shitter's full.
and
Don't want to go in there.
You're riding back up, and it's the same horrible scene that you saw last time with all the crystal smashed on the ground and bodies strewn about. And as you roll up into the
Thought they would have
chamber,
cleaned this up by now.
it's just Ochre.
We failed again. Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, I heard you. I can only do so much.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to keep the arcane balance in order. I
You
don't
call
have time.
yourself a wizard.
I don't have time to grab a broom.
Okay.
Is that what you do with dead bodies? Broom them up?
Just sweep them up into a pile. Lift up a rug underneath. Pat it down. There we go.
Boppity-boo. Tippity-boppity.
Oh, better. All right.
Okay.
So you
Cinderella's
approach
very dark.
the astral chamber and you dismount Wendigo. And as you descend down the stairs,
All 3 of us.
one of you stumbling more than the others.
I got the extended version.
Yes. You descend down the stairs and you see that Ochre is sitting on that white stone bench at the bottom.
Wait,
As he's meditating and bouncing the arcane energy. Yes, Gerald, what do you have?
I want to go way back. Aside from constructing a sled, perhaps instead of my horse form, I can summon a 3-humped camel.
So the 3 of you walk down the stairs and
SUV of the Middle Ages.
Ochre says, why have you returned? What brings you back?
Aren't you impressed by my camel?
I can't see your camel. It's up at the top. And
Camel.
He says,
Can camels cause
Stop!
why do you have camels? Why is this
We
relevant?
need
What's happening?
information.
What information can I assist you with?
This relic. It resembles what was taken from the sword of Torm in the etchings upon the wall in the Temple of Hal'Rek.
Sort of Tom.
Tyr?
Tyr.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right.
Different world, different god. Similar.
I have a hard time with names, especially with deities. He says, yes, that was... He takes a look at it, and he focuses. He's like, "Whew, this looks as though it's been beaten into an oblivion. But yes, this used to be the heart of Redican. This was Tyr's sword."
Going to be restored.
He said, well, even if we did, I don't know. I don't know that any blade on this earth could withhold the power of this artifact. This is, where did you find this at?
From a small boy in a barnyard. No, wait, in a barn.
What were you doing with a small boy in a barn?
Never mind. We got this rock from him.
Protecting him from demons.
He paid Zarin with this rock for those.
Oh, all that's important is he gave me. I have the rock and he does it now. That's what's important.
Don't worry, I gave him a sword. He's fine.
Oh,
No, he
gave him your sword.
He's got a sword now, running around. There's nothing wrong with children running around with swords, right? Nothing terrible could happen.
Yeah.
Yep. So he kind of bows his head a bit. He says, "There's a terrible story behind all of this." He says, long ago, Hal'Rek, his goal was to drive out the gods. He had partnered with man to drive out the gods from this plane. And part of his strategy was to render useless or destroy the things that gave God's power on this plane. And Tyr, his was his sword, the Redican. And what gave the Redican its power was this stone. It's not really a stone, it's this ore here. But the fact that it's made it this far, Hal'Rek had his followers. This must have been kept in safekeeping for generations, thousands upon thousands of years. This is impressive that you have it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the fact that you had to get it from a child makes it less impressive, but the fact that it's in front of us here today, this is... I don't know what we can do with this. This is something that only Tyr himself would be able to utilize.
So if we can construct a blade that we can put this ore in, then Tyr.
But we've
To
seen
work
this
against
rock
our-
dispel evil.
How so?
In the barn. Tell him what it did.
Bright light flashed out from it. This shadowy demon creature was set to attack, and the light banished it.
That's very strange. Very strange. I don't know how that might have been. That's so the sword, from what I recall, it had the power when infused with this artifact here that it could cleave into gods and demons themselves to banish them for eternity, to completely eliminate their existence. On its own, I guess there's no point of reference for me to know that this could do this on its own. That's very bizarre. But
Do you know what the sword was made of? Or do you think we can channel the power of this artifact without the sword?
the sword was made of something not of this world. When the gods came here, they brought several things here, and there is no metal like it on this earth.
Do you know where the sword went?
As far as I know, I believe Tyr still has it. It's just the artifact itself. Somehow Hal'Rek was able to sever it. And in that moment, Oker's eyes shoot wide open, and he sits back, and it's almost like something from beyond is snagging onto him, and he says, "There is something terrible happening now as we speak. Where is Hal'Rek?
We let him loose accidentally.
No, Mara brought his spirit to his tomb. I tried to stop him. The spell didn't quite do the trick because he surrounded his incorporeal body with obsidian armor.
An army of armor. An army. An army.
Armor.
It's armor made of an army.
It's Hal'Rek and his armor.
The army armor.
It seems as though Hal'Rek is one step ahead of us. The army was meant to do his bidding, but I suppose if that's what he's using it for, is to create his own armor, that's...
If he's one step ahead, we need but take 2 more steps to be ahead of him.
Yes, perhaps even 3 or 4 even. Metric steps would be even better. And he says, but there's been a great outcry. I believe it's coming from Orin. Yes,
he's probably killing many people.
That's what it seems like.
Meanwhile, in Orin.
Killed back at Oker's lair. It seems as though something terrible is indeed happening.
Yes.
So,
And we need the power to stop it.
well, I'm not positive how this thing can help you, because only a great your look of disappointment on your face. Only
You have failed me for the last time.
only the weapon of a god could harness this energy. And unfortunately, I do not know where this sword is. I assume that it's
I
still with
am
you.
the weapon of a god.
Wait. Hal'Rek has his sword, and he's over in Orin. So if Tyr has his... Where is Tyr? Can you get him here? Oh, Tyr. Bring! Yeah, well, you pray to him. I've heard you pray to him.
Oh, Tyr.
Hey, Tyr.
Long has it been since mine words have reached thine ears.
Faster. It's me, Zarin. Hey, need help? That's something along those lines.
Hold on. This is important. You can't rush these things.
Hold on, I have another call.
Oh, shit, it's another god that seems way more competent than you.
What?
Sorry. Oh, was that this?
Who's this? Hal'Rek? Yes, you're here right now. No, I won't worship you. Sorry. I'm not buying what you're selling.
Tell him. Hey,
Yes.
tell him you got the stone for his sword.
I have the stone for your sword. Wait,
No,
wait.
not me.
Who's on? Was this Hal'Rek? Hold on, I'll be right back. Tyr, I have the stone for your sword.
All right, so there's been a great cosmic stirring of mixed messaging.
I would like this two-way phone call to somehow happen between the gods.
All right,
So seriously, though,
let's take that one from the top.
Oh dear Tyr, my God, my holy, benevolent, and justice-inducing one. Where are you?
Tell him you've got the stone.
I have the ore.
Yes, not me.
Quit
but
making this about you.
Tell him stone says I.
Stone says I. But we have the ore.
Will you do a religion check for me?
This doesn't work at all. I don't know.
He doesn't mean roll. He means read a book about this. This is nowhere going in any book.
I think if I pray harder, I just need to pray so much harder.
Is that a 5?
That's a 5.
That's a 5.
Oh boy.
But
What's your bonus?
My total is amazing. Yeah, I got a +3 on that bad boy.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So after all of those shenanigans, you open your eyes and everyone's just kind of looking at you like, what the fuck did you just do?
I prayed, you infidels. God. Gods.
Says,
All right.
Let me try. I might be able to roll better.
Oh, God.
What if I come out way more religious than you?
So
I'm a believer. We're gonna both be cross-class paladin scions
So
soon.
you open your eyes and no.
Look,
Do you have a god that you talk to?
I was gonna talk to his.
Yeah.
I was gonna roll religion.
Do you have an oath that you've sworn to Tyr?
Hold on, Tyr. I don't hear you. Maybe my friend can hear you. Go ahead.
So
I guess it doesn't work that way. I guess we can't let the dice decide how D&D plays.
All right, Stone. Why don't you go ahead and before you roll, let's hear what you got, and then roll your dice.
Dear Tear, it's me, Stone. Been a long time since I've talked to you, but hi, things are good here. Not great though.
Could be better.
Your buddy has his sword, and we thought you might have yours, but heard it's broken. And so the good news is we can probably fix it for you if you just come here and help save the planet.
No, baby.
Go
Thanks. Love, Stone.
Okay.
I will
I think
I will go to church this year on Easter.
I think he should get advantage on that.
All right. Go ahead and roll your die.
Yes. That's right, friends. That's how you religify.
Religiosity.
Shit.
What was it?
It's 6, but hang on.
9. Oh, 6.
Let me consult my character sheet.
All right. So
Oh, no, wait. I have a freaking +7.
on religion?
No joke, I do.
How do
it's
you-
intelligence
How
based.
how do you have a higher religious score than the guy who's a paladin?
He's much smarter
Yep.
than me.
Because that prayer rocked.
He's also just as proficient in it, apparently.
You
So
feel
that's a 15, friend.
you feel a weird sizzling sensation
Oh, this is
on the sweat on the back of your neck, and you're not sure if you're catching a cold or if Tyr heard you.
I think he heard me.
So
Going with the second.
I'm gonna make a note of that prayer next time.
so
Good
Ochre,
at
it all
this.
down.
You're natural.
Ochre looks up at the three of you and says, "Well, I feel as though Hal'Rek is already." How
Praying.
did you just hush me?
We're praying.
Did you hush me in the astral chamber? He says, I suppose maybe I could have, given my character and story and everything that I balance everything in the arcane. Maybe I could have prayed too. But you all did such a fantastic job. But Hal'Rek is currently wreaking havoc in Orin. Is absolutely imperative that you get there as soon as possible.
Yes, and how do you propose we stop him?
With that's a good question. Your adventures.
Do you know any dragons?
Because I tried to stab him with my sword repeatedly, and he just threw me away.
I can't think of any sort of dragon that would have some sort of mystical fire-breathing device coming out of his face.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
I mean, no, he doesn't have fire breathing. I'm keeping D&D.
Jesus does
That
not
was an
fire
out-of-game
breathing.
expression.
Who's Jesus?
I can't remember any of the stories.
Jesus,
for Jesus,
the fire-breathing dragon. We shall call him Jesus.
That would change things drastically.
So he says, at that, I have not much to offer you.
I have
No, I
question.
think we can use the fire-breathing device, perhaps, to melt that armor.
Ooh, that thing that those people make that Hansen and Franzen saw?
Ah, yes. It's time for us to go to retrieve us, yeah?
You don't have to do it to me. It was all a ruse. I know who you really are. When we're there, yes.
Oh, very well.
His face was so lit.
It's probably still on the steps. Yes?
Okay, but wait a minute. Okay.
That's why I'm so excited.
Do you know others with power similar to yours that maybe we need to ask if they have any information or they need to be informed that Hal'Rek is?
I don't know.
Raising-
He couldn't even do anything against Mara, let alone Hal'Rek at the same
All
time.
right. That's enough of that. No, she took us by storm. She was way more powerful than we had thought. I'm positive that those at the Spectral Hand at the college there in Orin are waging war on Hal'Rek as we speak. But outside of that, unfortunately, as far as the chamber goes, Mara has already dispatched those that I know.
Oh, there's no fellowship.
Oh, they're dead.
They're all dead.
All dead now.
Oh, look.
Jeez, we didn't
Luckily,
even get
we
to
were
sit in
here
a
to let
circle
you.
and talk about who gets to save the world.
Oh. But
Luckily, I saved you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Well,
Well, think tier.
I mean, thank everyone and me too, because keeping everything in the balance, that's what Ochre
Yes,
does.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't know what that means either.
Well,
Doesn't feel very balanced at the moment.
no, it just
Yeah.
starts to float off the ground if I don't, so you're welcome.
So you're like gravity.
Kind of. It's
This sounds
complicated.
highly suspect.
If he just quit doing that, would not this evil
Yeah.
god
Why don't
float
you-
off the planet?
Why did you quit balancing it right where Hal'Rek is, so he floats up
Just-
off the planet?
Everyone
Like
hold on
you're
to
not
something.
even trying.
I'm sorry, I must focus now. Thank you for visiting me. Thank you. Okay.
This wizard of epic importance is frustratingly useless to us.
Yes.
I've provided
Okay.
you all sorts of information and quest items. Thank you.
Wait, did you get a quest item?
I
Ooh.
did not get a
I
quest
didn't
item.
get a quest item.
I don't remember getting a quest item.
At that, the three adventurers headed up the stairs.
Salty about not getting a quest item.
This guy is BS.
Let me just check my inventory real quick.
Yeah.
There's
Stone hits start. His screen comes up. Quest items is empty.
nothing highlighted in yellow. All right, so the three of you make your way out of there.
Yes.
Thank you. And you get on Wendigo,
The
the three-humped
gonna-
camel.
The
Get one of the,
lowrider horse.
I'm gonna get the sled or wagon that a horse can pull, so that they can ride comfortably behind.
Excellent.
He invents a sidecar.
The sidecar for the horse, and you all make your way southwest towards Orin.
And right after we leave, probably 3, maybe 4 owl wizards showed up.
Owl wizards?
Mm-hmm.
What is an owl wizard?
No, I'm just saying. I called them. And we didn't wait. We left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the owl
So
wizards show up
They're just like,
doing wicked cool stuff.
they probably could have helped us, but we left.
They have all these spell points they don't know what to do with, so they're just using prestidigitation a lot. Like, a lot.
What are we? This is a little conversation for the journey.
All right.
What the hell are we going to do?
Wait, did
We're gonna
Stone
grab
tell
the
us about
fire-breathing
his
device and melt his
tier?
armor off his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Stone tell us about his tear chills?
Tear chills?
Did when he prayed, he got the chills? That's
Oh, you're prickly back of the neck feeling.
I got the hots. Not the chills.
I thought it was chills.
he got the hots for tears.
It's a little bit of both. You can't tell if you're getting sick or if God heard you.
It's very powerful.
So let me tell you something. After I finished praying, I got this sensation, and Stone belches really loud. Never mind. I know what it was. Something I ate.
It was that baklava back at the town square. Thought those nuts were rancid.
Rancid nuts. God,
You don't want to eat.
do not eat. Are you gonna finish that statement?
I'm waiting for it.
You don't ever eat rancid nuts.
Take it from
You're
my
welcome.
experience. From
I will mention. Hey, listen. After the prayer, I got some tingles on my neck. I'm pretty sure Tyr is taking care of it. Just get ready to
course.
give him that rock when you see him.
Wait, do you
How
just
big is he?
Keep
Is he big
praying
like?
now?
He's like
Is he big like Hal'Rek?
bigger.
Bigger. All right. Not hard to spot in a crowd then. So if
Right.
he does show, we will know it. All right.
Like kids when they're like trying to ask
I
him out
know.
something. Like he's like
Big.
big, like so big.
So big.
My dad's bigger than your dad. All right.
All right.
So-
Probably be
Maybe-
there when we get to Orin.
Keep praying. Maybe
He
he
heard
speak
me.
to you. Okay.
Kind of running out of stuff to say, God.
Really appreciate an answer back anytime.
So we're on our way to get the flamethrower thingy.
Well,
Well,
here's-
it's in Orin.
Dragon fire breathing device.
Name Jesus.
Jesus.
oh boy.
You got
All
that
right.
right, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
So the three of you are riding up towards Orin, and as you're approaching, you can see There's some
Smell burning.
smoke in the distance.
It's probably gonna be no problem to get into this town.
And
I don't see anyone stopping us.
with dusk falling very heavy on the horizon, and you're riding up, it's seeming as though the sound that you hear that's normally the normal commotion of the city is more like screaming now.
Oh,
It's not so good.
Why are they still screaming?
They just scream for so long.
And as you roll up towards Orin, you can see that there is a mass exodus of people evacuating, running out, screaming, crying, the likes thereof. And the whole giant double doors that used to be the front of the gate have just been completely smashed down. And as you look into the main thoroughfare of Orin, that big stretch of the market carts and the agora there, it has just been absolutely wrecked, and several of the fronts of the buildings have collapsed down into the middle. Fires have sprung up. And friends, that is where we're going to end this week's episode of Myths and Mystics. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.